Give me 10 minutes and I will show you exactly how to manifest anything you want. One thing I really wanted to manifest was making $10,000 in one single month. But back then I was only making like $500 a month. I wasn't even close to making $10,000. But there was something deep in my bones, deep in my soul that knew I could make $10,000. I kid you not, within 30 days of doing this specific manifestation process, I went from making $500 in 1 month to jumping to making $10,000 the very next month. And this same exact practice didn't just allow me to make that money, it allowed me to build that into a multi-six-figure business. It allowed me to speak on TEDx stages. It allowed me to find the love of my life, get married, go on like my dream trips, buy my dream car, literally every single thing. And today I want to show you exactly how to do it, because truly, every single time I try this manifestation process, I actually implement it step by step. I always get the manifestation that I want. And the best part is, it does not matter what you're trying to manifest. It doesn't matter if you've never manifested before. It doesn't matter if you've tried manifesting and it hasn't worked. This process, if once again, you follow it to a T and you truly believe in the process, it is going to work for you. Okay, so get comfy because this is about to change your life. Now, I'm going to walk through basically the story of how I actually manifested $10,000 in one single month and the exact steps of what I did to get there. So the first thing that you really want to get super clear on is what is the specific thing that you're actually trying to manifest. A lot of the times when we are trying to get a desire, we're trying to get a goal, we're trying to manifest something, we're like, okay, I want to make more money, or I want to be in a relationship, or I want to get this car, but we don't know the actual specifics. The thing about manifestation is, if you don't know specifically what you want, the universe doesn't know what to give you. It's like if you're at the airport and you're gonna go take a flight somewhere and you tell the flight attendant, okay, take me to like Florida. She doesn't know exactly where in Florida you want to go. So you want to get specifically clear in what that tangible goal is. So for me, once again, back then, and by the way, this was back in 2020. It's been a few years, but I love sharing this story because it was literally the catalyst of my manifestation journey. So back then, I knew I was making $500 a month. I did not want to be making that anymore. I wanted to be making $10,000 specifically in one single month. Now, the other thing about this is you also want to choose a goal that you can get behind. Sometimes if we choose something that is out of this world, out of this mind, it's really hard for us to back it up with belief, because with manifestation, you have to believe in what you want is actually true for you. Otherwise, it's not going to manifest. Did I want to be making $100,000 a month or $1 million a month? Of course, but I couldn't really wrap my head around it. Therefore, I went to, okay, $10,000 is something that I know I can do, even though I don't know how to. Okay, so now after you get clear in your desire, the second step you have to do is you need to tap into the feeling as if you already have that desire. It's already locked in. You're already living it. There's no questioning whether you're gonna get it, whether you're not gonna get it. You need to tap in the feeling as if you already had it. Now, the biggest thing that was so hard for me to do when I was making $500 a month was, okay, like, how would I actually be acting? How would I actually be behaving if I was making $10,000 a month in my business? The crazy part about this is I was doing, honestly, almost the same actions. I was still posting every single day on social media. I was still getting on calls with potential clients. I was still, learning, and I was still reading books. I was doing the exact same things. But the difference between me making $500 a month and doing those actions versus getting $10,000 a month and doing the same actions was my feeling, my thought process, and the beliefs behind it. When I was making $500 a month and when I was posting on social media, when I was reaching out to clients, when I was taking sales calls, my thoughts and my belief was, this isn't going to work. They're not going to take me seriously. I'm just wasting my time posting. I've been posting for a week now and no clients are coming in. Is this even for me? I was questioning the action that I was taking. But if I already knew I was making $10,000, there would be no questioning. I would be taking that action with confidence. I would be taking the action with certainty. So when you tap into the feeling of already having it, this is not just about taking the action, because the action alone is not enough. Otherwise, we would be walking around with with our desires all the damn time. But it's all about the feeling, the thought process, the beliefs behind the action that you're taking. And if there's one specific thing you take from this video, it's literally this: manifestation only occurs based on your beliefs. You can repeat to yourself, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, but if you don't actually believe that deep in your bones that's possible for you, it is not going to work. Now, once I tapped into the feeling of making $10,000 a month, that was honestly, like, after a few days, it was easy for me to do that. But the hardest part was step number 3, which is basically rejecting every single thing in my environment, every single thing in my reality, every single thing on my phone that did not agree with the desire that I wanted. So I basically detached and rejected all the proof that did not match what I actually wanted. I'm talking with experience. This can actually be super difficult because when you're in the midst of getting your desire, when you're taking the action and you don't see the sales coming in, you don't see the increase in your followers, you don't see the likes, or maybe if you're trying to find the love of your life, none of your dates are working out, you know, nobody on Tinder is replying back to you, you go somewhere and there's no conversations to be found, like, it's really hard to detach from the outcome, because that's when you start to go back to the old feeling. You start to go back to, is this not for me? This isn't working. Why am I even trying to manifest? I'm bad at manifesting. But you really don't want to slip into that place. So for me, every single, that month, that like 30 days between me making $500 a month to $10,000 the very next month, every single day I saw proof in my reality that did not match the $10,000 month. So what did I do? There were some days where I was like, okay, is this gonna work? But I caught myself. You want to be consciously aware of what your mind is telling you. When you're consciously aware of what your mind says, the thoughts, the beliefs, the reactions, the actions, it's easier for you to rewrite them and for you to direct them. So if I picked up my phone and I noticed, oh my gosh, my reel didn't go viral, and all of a sudden I have a thought coming up saying, okay, this isn't working, what you're doing isn't working, I would redirect it to saying, that doesn't matter. I already have $10,000. That doesn't matter. That does not mean whether or not I'm on the right path. That proof does not dictate whether or not I'm going to get it, because I'm already going to get it. The key, I know I keep saying the key thing, but truly the key thing, once again, about manifestation is it's all about the feeling state. If you can feel in the abundant state right now, it doesn't matter what is happening in your 3D reality. The like, based on universal law, it has to catch up. Everything that you want is going to catch up based on your feeling. But once again, there is sometimes a lack when it comes to your manifestations. That's why overnight you're not going to become a millionaire, because in our 3D reality, it takes time to actually physically manifest. So this is the third thing. Reject every single thing that does not match the desire that you want in your current reality. So these 3 things, I did this nonstop, religiously, getting clear on exactly what I want, tapping into the feeling state every single moment, every single day, and rejecting the 3D every single time I had a thought, belief, action, reaction that did not match the desire of what I wanted. I redirected. I caught myself in that moment and said, nope, I am not entertaining that belief. I'm not entertaining that thought because it does not match what I want. These are honestly the only 3 things that I did to literally manifest every single thing that I want to. Because if you do these 3 things consistently, there is no choice, truly, there's no choice but for your manifestation to show up. It is literally universal law. But the minute that you direct your attention focus from these 3 things, that's probably why your manifestation isn't showing up. But I hope this really helped you. Let me know in the comments. I love talking about this because manifestation, changing your identity, changing your thought process has truly changed my life so much. So let me know what you want to see on next week's episode. But until then, make sure that you stay unforgettable.